Hello everyone and welcome to this week's reviews. The latest animated film from Pixar is here, and this time director Dan Scanlon takes us to a modern world populated with fantasy creatures as we follow two brothers on a quest to bring back their father. This is Onward. Pixar is known for their imaginative and creative films that occasionally tug at the heartstrings. Onward definitely fulfills those, and Dan Scanlon does a lovely job of telling the story. I really like the two elf brothers we follow, Ian and Barley, and the movie does a good job of showing their differences. They also play off each other really well, as further helped by the voice work from Tom Holland and Chris Pratt. Some of the biggest laughs, though, come from their father's legs, the result of an unfinished magical spell. The animators convey so much, and they mount some really funny scenes involving those legs and the fake upper body created by Ian. I also found a Manticore with her own subplot to be a lot of fun, including the way the Pixar team satirize family restaurants. There's a fair amount of imagination here, including in the character designs and some of the different ways this world works. There are a number of points where I thought to myself, wow, that's really neat. Scanlon plays now knowledge of fantasy stories like The Lord of the Rings, and has fun with this universe he and the rest of the team at Pixar have created. The emotions also hit the necessary sweet spot, and they definitely feel earned. I was rather surprised by some of the directions taken by the story, and you can tell how personal this film is to Dan Scanlon. Yes, it's the road trip formula Pixar is known for at this point, but the movie handles it really well as the brothers drive from one inventive location to the next. Design-wise, the characters are creative and visually appealing, and the artists bring a needed stylization to the homes and buildings. It's almost like Monsters, Inc. in how that movie took a metropolis and gave it some touches to make it more monster-like. Overall, this is another worthy entry in the Pixar catalog, and it made for an entertaining adventure. Next up, a mayor finds himself rocked in scandal in Run This Town. Some years back, Rob Ford, then mayor of Toronto, found himself becoming infamous around the world for his inappropriate behavior. So it was inevitable a movie would be made based around him. Run This Town tries to explore not only Ford, but also those who worked under him and the journalists investigating him. Unfortunately, I found myself underwhelmed with the execution. A lot of the focus is on a fictional aspiring journalist, played by Ben Platt. I just did not find myself caring about him, as he wasn't fleshed out enough. Platt gives a good performance, but his character came across as sort of entitled as he tries to rise up the ranks of this newspaper. The plot with the City Hall employees is not too bad, as we see Ford's assistant cope with his behavior and explores the complicity that comes when people's bad behavior remains unchecked. There's a particularly uncomfortable scene where we see Ford harass those under him. It's hard to watch, as it should be. Nina Dobrev gives a really good performance as a woman who finds herself harassed by the mayor. She really captures the fear and trauma her character is feeling. As for Rob Ford himself, Damian Lewis is put under a lot of makeup and prosthetics, and it looked off to me. It's obvious it's just an actor who's been made up to look like Ford, and would have felt more at home in an SNL sketch than in a serious drama. Lewis's attempt at a Canadian accent also underwhelmed. The movie also tries to play with the editing, but I found it more distracting than anything else. I admire some of the themes Run This Town seeks to explore, but it tries to do too much, and most disappointingly, it ends right when the story should start revving up. Thank you for watching this week's reviews, and I'll see you next time.